All right, so I watched The Matrix Resurrections, which is the fourth and newest Matrix movie after the first three, and the last Matrix film came out in 2003. And I always forget that Matrix 2 and 3 both came out in 2003, and I've never heard of a sequel that literally was made, a big Hollywood sequel that was made right when the next one was made in the same year. That's surprising. And I always forget about that. But The Matrix has been a franchise that people have enjoyed, I guess. The first movie people love, I know. The sequels are hit and miss. Two and three, Reloaded and Revolutions. Those both are pretty mixed bags. Like some people love them, some people hate them, some people are in the middle. And honestly, I don't remember much about any of the Matrix movies. I have seen them before. I did not have time to rewatch the other three. Maybe one day I'll rewatch them, but I really didn't want to right now. I just didn't have time. Um, so I went in blind to watch The Matrix Resurrections, which is again the newest sequel. And the one thing I'm glad about with this movie is I expected this movie to ignore two and three because that's usually what these sequels do in terms of like people didn't like two and three. This one kind of is like a reboot of like those, and gladly it didn't. This one kept them in continuity. This one has scenes from the second and third movie in the movie. This movie uses footage from all three of the first three Matrix movies, which I liked and appreciated because I'm a big fan of continuity. Even if a movie is bad, even if a movie is hated, continuity I feel like is really important. And people just kind of puss out like in terms of like movie franchises where they're like, we're just gonna skip all these movies because they weren't considered good or considered fan favorites. So we're just gonna skip them and reboot at a starting point. Like Halloween, for example, or the Halloween movies. There's like four different timelines, all that bull. Um, there's a couple good things I'll give The Matrix Resurrections. The movie was pretty. It had some good shots. It had some good cinematography. The actors were good. It brought back most of the actors. Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, Jada Pinkett. But then it didn't bring back Hugo Weaving or Lawrence Fishburne. So why? I don't know. And even the movie, I was still like, I don't really understand why this is justified. Why they're not in this movie, like even in the story ideas of it. But the actors are good in it. I thought that they were totally serviceable. I thought that they really were trying to make this movie the best that they could in terms of their performances. I thought their performances were good. So besides the movie being pretty, besides the actors being fine in it, I really couldn't stand this one. I thought this one was really lame and dumb. It is a sequel that is really reeks of sequelitis. And even the end of the movie, which I won't really spoil the ending, but the last scene of the movie is so sequelitis, sequel bait, and it's just so bad. I was just like, really? Like, this is what you're gonna do? Matrix Resurrections, you're gonna try to make a new franchise again, like continue on the franchise? I just don't see that happening. I honestly don't. And this movie I don't even know what critic reviews gave this movie. I don't even know if it was good or bad reviews. But for me personally, I thought this one wasn't that good. Like I said, the ending scene was so lame. The story is okay, but like it's just too long and it's too boring. This one made me mad with the meta dialogue because it is a lot of. So in the movie, Neo, Keanu Reeves, is now a video game developer, and he has created a video game called The Matrix. And then they reference The Matrix and the other Matrixes, but they reference them as if they're in movie, like they're movies made from the movies. And it's very annoying and very meta, and it's just really, really annoying. And the fact that they basically, it sounds like they literally recorded and recited dialogue from probably the producers in a meeting at Warner Brothers saying, okay, this Matrix movie has got to have it on brand. It's got to have this and this and this. And that kind of dialogue just I couldn't stand because it's just so over the top meta where it was just so annoying. Like it didn't feel like a movie. It felt like a product. And it really bugged me with that. And it's so weird to say that because the new Scream that just came out was great, and that movie had the same idea of meta jokes and being a meta movie about like sequels and about referencing other sequels and how people hate sequels. And I loved how that movie did that. This one did not do that good. The Matrix movie didn't. The new Scream did great with that, but this one did not. This one was just really hollow as well. And it just was really lame. There was nothing interesting about it. It really felt pointless to me watching it. I again, I don't remember the other three Matrix movies that well. I remember the first one being the best, most likely, but 2 and 3 I don't remember much about. This one I'm gonna forget the most, and I don't even remember much about the other Matrix movies. This between this and Space Jam: A New Legacy, like Warner Brothers is really just really making bad sequels that are just there to reiterate a brand, but then they're gonna fail and not have any more. Like I don't believe they're gonna have another Space Jam. I don't believe this is probably gonna make another Matrix. Maybe the Wachowski brothers, or I'm sorry, the Wachowski sisters, are probably gonna make another one, I'm guessing, but like I just don't see the appeal for any more of these. And not saying that the Wachowskis didn't do a good job in their other movies. They did. I love Bound. Bound is so good. The Matrix I remember being good. The Wachowskis are good directors, but they even came back for this, and it just felt like a real obligation studio note movie. Like let's bring back a franchise and then not really do much with it, and then we'll sequel bait it at the end. And it just felt really lame and really unfortunate that this one just didn't do anything for me, unfortunately. But pretty much that's all I could say about the Matrix Resurrections. Really just a lame movie. It didn't do anything for me, so not really anything I'd recommend personally. Maybe if you like it, that's awesome, but I just did not like it. I was not a fan. So that's it. More reviews coming up. I'll see you guys later. Take care.